Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Some terrific scenes here in Barcelona. My goodness me, it's made even better by 100,000 supporters in full voice. We're up and running then.
Well, Peter, at this stage we often focus on the creative and goal-scoring talent, but I'm going to mention a defender in Lilian Thuram. As good as they come for me, very strong and athletic and competent in every other department you care to mention.
Just about the perfect defensive specimen.
Yeah, and I think often underrated. Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. And it's Messi. This is a promising build-up. And the ball's come loose here. Batistuta gets flagged offside. Ruben Neves. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Albert Ferrer. So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Messi! Oh, it's hit the post! Nice sequence of passes, this. He's having a shot! Oh, classic Batistuta! A finish right from the top draw. Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, but I think they all know too well that things are far from done here, and while there's never a good time to be caught out, you definitely don't want it to be now.
Looking to play him in. Oh, that's a fine interception. Davids. Bout of passing here, really easy on the eye. Now it's Batistuta. Looking for options for movement. Iniesta will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And that's really well manoeuvred. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
And it's Messi. Messi. Oh, they could break here. Iniesta. Played into space. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. Iniesta can so cleverly bypass the press. Just more than 15 minutes till half-time. And the shot! Suarez with a beautifully timed run.
That was a great ball that looked right on the money. Trying to get behind the defence is something that can work well here.
And here's Suarez. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Oh, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. McTominay. Now Albert Ferrer. Howson. Zanetti. And now the breakaway. And it's Ruben Neves. And this is Dembele. Neymar. Great defending, strong and determined. Chance for a shot! He's got a goal! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
Barcelona restore parity.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Real chance here. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Now it's Luis Suarez. It's Iniesta! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Iniesta actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And the whistle goes for half-time. Nothing to separate the two teams at half-time. They've both given it a really good go, and they head into the break all square. So there was the first half.
Well, you have to ask questions how this has stayed 1-1, Peter. I do think, though, that the way spaces have been found in key areas with relative ease will be a real concern, something that needs addressing, and fast.
Well, they've gone toe-to-toe for those 45 minutes, and at half-time the score is 1-1. And so the action is resumed. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Albert Ferrer plays it long. Neymar. Neither of these two want to come off second back. And the finish! They've scored!
Well, it's hardly a great surprise to see him doing something thrilling, and it should send a strength and courage through every one of his teammates from here.
And that is a goal worthy of universal appreciation. Even the opposing fans have to recognise the quality there.
Oh, it was a real beauty.
Batistuta! Oh, denied brilliantly.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
Now this could be a chance. And now they can spring out of defence. Just eases him off the ball. Looking for the run. And this is Batistuta. Indonesia really looking to get back into this at the start of the second half. And it's Messi. And this is Griezmann.
Such good technique.
Messi and Messi! And he couldn't finish.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Time then for the first substitution of the game.
Well, this could be a bit of a nightmare scenario for the defence, as you're going to be facing a very willing runner now, especially one that likes to make those runs beyond the defensive line.
Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
That's going wide left. Lovely pass, but can he get there? That's travelling a long way. He's played it back.
Not a lot more he could do there.
Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Zanetti. No, not quite on the same wavelength. And he's cleared it out of harm's way.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal 9, Luis Suárez, será sustituido por el dorsal 20.
Well, it's definitely the right attitude and application, Peter. They've got to keep pushing.
This is a really front-footed approach.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
Well, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some, and it's Neymar. And here's Dembele. It'll pass back. Indonesia perhaps contemplating their next... Neymar! Ronaldinho. Now McTominay. Ronaldinho. Now it's Messi. Leicester promptly onto that, and that is that. Davids. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. No, he's just misjudged that one.
I think the message here is quite clear, Peter. They want another one and will seemingly keep going until they get it.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So
Can he finish? And no mistake. And that should do it. Within sight of the finish line. A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Se va a llevar a cabo un cambio de jugadores.
Final checks on the touchline. A change about to occur. Barcelona go up by 2 and are looking good.
yeah, I can't think of a better time, Peter, to get that 2-goal cushion. That, for me, should be decisive. This is the time you need that pace.
Messi. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Indonesia are looking to break at pace. Griezmann. He's being urged to shoot. Bellingham plays it in. Bergkamp. Into the last 5 minutes. Ronaldinho. And it's Messi. And this is Perez. He is through. Takes a shot! It's in! With so little time left! Grandstand finish!
Marcó en el minuto 89.
That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
El dorsal 22.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Habrá 4 minutos de descuento.
Indonesia give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed. Now they need to find all the courage they can get.
Messi. Messi shoots! Tries to get it clear. And that's that. A game that is a tale of one that got away. A position of great promise they established, but they lost momentum, they lost intensity, they lost their lead, and ultimately they lost the game.
Recordamos a nuestros espectadores.
Well, how will we look back on that? Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Red and black wherever you turn, the San Siro is buzzing. Certainly up for this one. Things already rolling. Well, the 10th of July 2021 was such a significant day in the international career of Lionel Messi, was it not, Jim?
Yeah, he finally got that giant monkey off his back at the 5th time of asking.
And possibly that was the moment that Messi was finally given the credit he has deserved for his services to his nation. 16 years since his debut in 2005, 4 times a runner-up, never scored in a major final, but all of that was gloriously eclipsed.
Exactly.
And Batistuta!
And he was there to get a vital touch. Batistuta actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest. Well, height could make all the difference on these set pieces.
And now a sudden chance to counter. He has found the way through. Ronaldinho. Gerrard. Pass is coming off in quick succession here.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Now it's Luis Suarez. This is a promising build-up. Great defending, strong and determined.
Del Piero really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
And this is Griezmann. Very early stages, Jim, but anything up to now that's of note?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Oh, what a ball! Gerrard! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
He did well there, held his run enough to ensure he didn't stray offside.
Here it is, crossed in. Rijkaard is the team's great visionary, and he's got the beating of... He'll try from distance! Wonderful from Del Piero! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! And wow, he has given that a right old hit.
That was magnificent. The way he caught it so perfectly, I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
Milan have broken through. It's 1-0.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again. Indonesia are really in a position where patience and prudence will serve them best. Time's on their side.
In with the challenge. And Batistuta! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Indonesia really can be very happy with the way they're going about things, Peter. They'll want to capitalise on this good spell, though.
Chiellini. Zanetti. Albert Ferrer. Now Howson. And it's Chiellini. And it's Batistuta. Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. Looking for options for movement. And he's intervened well there. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Milan clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Now it's Batistuta. Batistuta! And he has kicked it out somehow.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
Indonesia have their second corner now.
Ronaldinho.
Can so cleverly bypass the press. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Thuram.
Looking tidy in possession. It's Griezmann! And that has earned a few nods of approval from the bench. Corner number 3 coming up. Oh, shooting chance! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Poorly directed kick from the keeper, he's given it away. And here's Batistuta. Now it's Griezmann. Now it's Del Piero. Cruyff. And he's forced to go back.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Gerrard. Costa Curta. Gerrard. And it's Ronaldinho. He's in a great position here. And this is Luis Suarez.
Suarez really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
Ci sarà un minuto di recupero.
Zanetti. And it's Batistuta. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. Cruyff. And that brings the first half to a close. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness perhaps the only things lacking. Indonesia come in at half-time on the wrong end of a 1-0 scoreline.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
Well, that is the first half done, and we are ready for what follows in the second.
Cambio di giocatori.
So let's get the ball rolling.
Indonesia can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
Nicely shaped ball. Well, it's a look of bewilderment. His touch deserted him at the key moment.
Oh, what a dampener that was, just when we were hoping he'd turn up the heat.
Howson. That is ended up in no man's land. But it's Ronaldinho. Indonesia come out. Ronaldinho! And for a moment, time stood still.
That's great industry from the front line there. A lot of chasing, a lot of pressure, and they forced the error.
Attenzione, un cambio.
Well, there is some activity down on the touchline. It seems there's going to be a change.
Well, he can certainly make his side a lot more unpredictable, Peter. You know, he has a very good eye for a pass and a tricky one at that.
Thuram. Albert Ferrer. Oh, that's really good play on the right. He's driving forward. No, that's been intercepted.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it.
And the shot! It's in! And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch.
Oh, he's all alone. Chance for a shot! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. We knew what was coming, and he has outfoxed the keeper again.
Well, he always had the measure of the keeper there. Such confidence and composure.
A case now of complete control.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Oh, he's done very well to take that back. And here's Ronaldinho. There's the shot! And it's made its way to him. Griezmann. Indonesia perhaps contemplating their next change here. Can he get on the end of this? He has a look up. Expertly cut out, really nicely done. Cruyff, the specialist in tearing teams apart. Looking to play him in, and he's found a way past. Tries a shot! And somehow he kept it out.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
Well, that pass isn't the best. He's having a pop! Ronaldinho. Indonesia have the chance to go the other way. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
Back where it came from. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
Milan clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Shot a goal! And how did he not make it four?
Milan certainly looked sharp there. They're very well drilled in this art of counter-attacking.
Great chance! And a neat finish! They are gorging themselves here on a seriously gorgeous scoreline. And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
This is a gloriously greedy performance. Messi, looking to pass their way up the pitch. Now that's well seen too.
Variety is the spice of footballing life too. They need to alter their approach and start shifting this ball out wide.
Now it's Messi. Now it's Batistuta. Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho going face-to-face with his great rival. Ronaldinho. Nicely weighted ball. He can run onto that. Now there's a fine ball.
Indonesia really have been second best here, second to every ball, and they can't have any complaints about where they are now. The good thing is they haven't given up, but it's not looking favourable.
This looks like a more than decent chance to strike.
Well, he may well be lining up the knuckleball here. It is a specialty.
And Czech pulls off a sensational save. Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Oh, such a clever shoots! Brought out the best in the keeper. Corner number 4 coming up here. Oh, that's an excellent interception. Look at the space here, and the shot! Oh, impressive strike. Looking for the run, and it's been played through. Real chance! Goal!
Yeah, and he did well not to stray offside there as well, Peter. He just seemed to instinctively know when the ball was going to be delivered, and he got it right.
Well, they may be down, but they're in no mood to go quietly. Five minutes to add. Gerrard, never out of the action for very long. Thuram. No unnecessary risks, and the game is petering out here. Costa Curta. Can he get it through? Cruyff. Oh, important intercept. Decent chance! And that's a sharp finish. Really tidily gathered, and ultimately a more than tidy. And there goes the final whistle. A tale of two teams, one irresistible, unstoppable, the other fragile and seeming... Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. There's the whistle.
Well, this fellow, Giorgio Chiellini, Peter, is one of the game's great thinkers.
Yeah, in both an academic and a footballing sense, of course.
Yeah, and I think he'll prove key if they're looking to play on the break here. You won't get many players who are better than him in terms of ball winning, and it's all going to be about how quickly they can turn things around once they've got the ball.
That's a risky ball, you've got to say. Chooses to go cross-field. Albert Ferrer gets over and intercepts. João Cancelo venturing down the left. And it's Lopez. Aimed beyond the defence. And the finish! Goal! Barcelona! That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
And how easy did he make that look? That is supreme.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come... and the shot!
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Now it's Yamal. That is a brilliant interception. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the... McTominay! Denied by an instinctive save.
McTominay is offering a wry smile there. Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
And now they can clear their lines. Rijkaard. It's a good spell of possession, this. It's Griezmann! And he has kicked it out somehow.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Indonesia have their second corner now. Griezmann!
That's just playing it safe and simple. Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Rafinha, Pedri, great shot! Oh, it's fallen loose again! Oh, good-looking ball. Nice interception, his positioning was spot on. João Cancelo. And here's Pedri. McTominay does really well to win the ball there. Lovely pass, but can he get there? That's a good ball out wide. Oh, super ball! And he's made sure that's not getting through. Yamal. Oh, good effort! It's a goal! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. Satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
And yes, it's him again. Barcelona are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
And it's Pedri. Just coming up to the 30-minute mark. There's a sharp little ball here. Oh, what a... and a shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Now it's Messi. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And he's managed to get free. And this is Batistuta. Hits off target and by quite a way. Rijkaard kept aware, and it is reclaimed easily. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. And the whistler's gone for a reckless challenge there. Well, he can't say now that he hasn't been warned.
Well, he knew what he was taking on there, Peter, and special delivery from the ref.
And here's Messi. Messi, and this is Batistuta. Batistuta! He's been bundled over, that is a foul. He gets a ticking off and needs to be very careful now.
He just needs to find the control button on his aggression before the ref does it for him, Peter.
Messi ready to try one.
Well, he can produce power, precision and deception, so he's not short in options.
Messi! That's a fine save.
Oh, the keeper, for me, just made that look an awful lot easier than it actually was.
Played towards the other side.
Good switch, that.
Not the most accurate pass. It's a pretty loose pass. Rafinha. Fermin. That pass has been well intercepted. Kubasi. Garcia. And it's Martin. For João Cancelo. Nicely weighted ball. Shot could... It's Lewandowski! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
Opts to play it. He's had a shot! Tries to cross.
3 minutes at a time.
Griezmann. And this is Batistuta. Martin cuts it out. And it's Pedri. Messi. Now it's Griezmann. And that's been won straight back. McTominay. This is promising. Griezmann! Smashing save, really good save. And the referee has blown for half-time. So your views on the first half?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly.
Substitution for Indonesia. Number 9, Batistuta.
Gets us going once more.
Number 24.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment, go for that goal and see if they can unsettle them.
Oh, the chip pass hasn't quite come off.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Now it's Messi. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Indonesia do appear to have made a half-time change.
Well, I'm assuming that this is going to end up as a tactical change, Peter.
And the ball is out of play. Well, they've got it again. De Jong, who's set up one goal so far. It's Forlan. Now it's Griezmann. Well, that is one way to stop him. He ran himself into trouble there. Free kick given away. Well, that's a booking. Always looked it.
Well, what goes through a player's head at times like that is a mystery to me.
Too close for comfort. Corner number 3 coming up. He's had a shot! And no mistake. Indonesia cut their deficit and look raring to go again.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
That's a sharp pass. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Oh, good read.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Griezmann. Kubasi. Indonesia perhaps contemplating their next change here. That is ended up in no man's land. It's not an especially good pass, that. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Now it's Messi. Ronaldinho will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Ronaldinho, impressive jump! Harmlessly behind. João Cancelo. Pedri. Well, we expected better, and so did he. And he's worked it through. Shot, surely! It's in! There seemed no way back, but they are level. It was casual, it was careless, and it has proven costly.
Yeah, they were made to pay for not moving the ball smartly enough through a very strong pressing wave.
Number 18.
Well, what a game we have on our hands here.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter.
Gets his head on it! Goal! Barcelona! Into the lead once more. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
And with that, the hat-trick is complete.
Well, he's made this game all about him. He's got a fantastic appetite for goals.
Well, this is what... Lewandowski! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Pedri, it's run loose. Who's going to get there? A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Takes a shot! And that would have been game, set and match.
Lamine Yamal has reacted in utter shock here. For him, the keeper has pulled off the impossible.
Substitution for Indonesia.
This is their second corner of the game.
Number 8.
And he's gone looking for safety.
Number 6.
Looking for the far post.
Coming on the field. Number 23.
It's Rashford!
Number
And it's come back out to him.
Perez.
Well, that looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it.
He did very well trying to adjust himself, but not the expected outcome.
Now it's Messi. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And it's Rashford.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to admire their commitment to goals.
Now it's Griezmann. Played back to the goalkeeper. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Looking for the run. He's got plenty of space out wide here. Koundé. De Jong. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Rashford. And the shot!
Barcelona nearly finished it off there, but now it's a case of waiting for the whistle.
Oh, he's found support out wide.
4
It's
added
a
minutes has been
jarring
indicated.
tackle, but apparently nothing wrong with it. Swung over. Oh, that pass isn't the best. That's a throw. Time added on 4 minutes. Now, can they get him away? Oh no, that was never going to make it. Rashford. And that is that. Well, that was intense, an enjoyable contest that either could easily have won. Ultimately... The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. And that gets things running. So there he is, Wesley Sneijder. A terrific... Great chance! Oh, off the bar! Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
He's the one player you want on the ball running at defences, and that's precisely why.
Albert Ferrer. It's a good run down the right. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Passes short and sharp. And here's Batistuta. Costa Curta. Griezmann. And it's Batistuta. And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
It's not an especially good pass, that. Messi. Great vision. Oh, super ball. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Now it's Eto'o. Roberto Carlos. Roberto Carlos delivers. So, Jim, what have you made of what we've seen so far?
Well, both sides seem happy with the patient approach for now, still trying to have a good look at one another.
Not pretty, but it gets the job done.
They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Griezmann! And he's really put himself on the line here. Indonesia have their second corner now. He's had a shot! It's hit the upright. But he's left disappointed.
Rijkaard certainly got the pace he wanted on that, but not the all-important bend.
Thuram. And it's a crossfield ball towards the other flank.
Good switch, that.
He's a sharp little ball here. And here's Messi. Now it's Griezmann. McTominay! Oh, split-second reaction.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
So, third corner of the game. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. And here's Batistuta. He's having a hit! And again, he is at his elastic best.
Great stop from the keeper. That was something else. He's definitely coming out on top at the moment.
Indonesia get their fourth corner. Cleared without hesitation. Your impression so far, Jim?
Yeah, they've got a good grip on this game, now to turn it into a stranglehold.
Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
And he welcomes it in. He's found a way through. And a chance! In he goes again! Goal! Paris Saint-Germain! And Paris Saint-Germain take the lead. He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Listen, he would have been advised to do that as a kid, and it's obviously etched in his mind now.
The first breakthrough.
Well, this should allow them to be a bit more expansive, although they'll be wise to be...
Shoots! Well taken goal. 15 minutes till half-time. Rijkaard is always scanning the pitch for targets. That's a super give and go. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Eto'o. Now it's Batistuta. Can he get on the end of this? Real chance! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
They're up to 5 corners now. Howson. Griezmann. Messi. Can he finish? And it's in! And once more we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, since going a goal down, they've dug in to produce a really fine spell, which for me deserved that equaliser.
So smooth. A signature finish.
It was wonderful vision to see the movement ahead, and how about the weight of that pass? Ideal.
Takes a shot! Goal! Paris Saint-Germain! And they've got their lead back. They forced the error and extracted the maximum punishment.
Welcome to the reality of modern football, Peter. You get pressed from the front and you have no time on the ball whatsoever. You can't afford to switch off for a moment.
Paris Saint-Germain have their lead. Griezmann.
It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
He won't be happy with that one. Roberto Carlos. This is a promising build-up. Mbappe is having a shot! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Batistuta. Schneider can see things others simply cannot. Adams promptly onto that, and that is that. And that signals the end of the first period. Well, the scoreline at half-time, a fair reflection of things overall, you'd have to say that. There was certainly no lack of effort or endeavour in the first half. Caution certainly not on the agenda here, from both sides.
Well, it's a lead that's by no means convincing. The manager can't go too easy on his players here. I think they need to re-establish that focus and try to lift the purpose again. They'll want a good start to the second half.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. The second half is up and running.
Indonesia can really do with some bigger names standing up here. At times they didn't even look as if they knew what they were doing.
And Batistuta! And no mistake. It's level again. What a match we have.
Wow, this is so good. I mean, seriously good. They're putting on quite a show here for us.
Wonderfully smooth, smart and slick.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
So again, we have parity.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game. Mission 1 has been accomplished, so why not continue with the same approach?
Oh, he's having a go! Oh, crossbar! Caresses it through. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Edmilson. Now Mbappe. Lookman quietly revving up. Schneider! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Schneider clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
Schneider with the short one. Indonesia have the chance to go the other way. Batistuta. Schneider. Griezmann. Chance here to counter. Lookman. Passes coming off in quick succession here. Now that looks a decent ball. And the finish! An attempt which, in hindsight, was probably just beyond him.
Yeah, it didn't come off, but still very good quick thinking on his part.
Changement pour le Paris Saint-Germain. Le numéro 20.
Two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time.
Griezmann, le numéro 8. À leur place, le numéro 9. Filippo
We
Inzaghi.
expected better, and so did he. Now it's Griezmann.
Le numéro 17. Neymar. Changement
Now
en
it's
cours.
Ronaldinho. And it's Perez. He's being urged to shoot. Cross into the box. Nice and easy for the goalkeeper. Raul. Indonesia perhaps wondering what the best time is for their next substitution. Just about up to 75 minutes. Raul. And this is inside. Chance! Goal! Paris Saint-Germain! And they get themselves in front! He knows it's taken a big and very kind deflection, but he is claiming it nonetheless. Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Well, Peter, the manager's all smiles, but he's got a big decision to make here. He needs to see this one out.
Adams cuts out the pass. Aims beyond the defence.
Paris Saint-Germain surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
And this is Inzaghi, looking for options for movement. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Paris Saint-Germain clearly should have gone for the easier pass. Now they'll have to quickly regroup.
Costa Curta did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Oh, good take in a good area.
Paris Saint-Germain can really think about the precious seconds that took off the clock. No need to overly commit now.
Turns back here, probably the best option. That's going wide left. And this is Perez. Oh, good read. Adams.
Il y aura 2 minutes de temps additionnel.
Time added on will be 2 minutes. And it's Olmo. Good ball over the top. Chiellini. And that will be the final act. Indonesia perhaps feeling a little aggrieved with this final score. They clearly feel that their effort...